So I want to talk just a minute about the relief that has been, the filing relief that has been offered by the IRS to tax-exempt organizations affected by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. It's important that you go to the IRS website to get the latest information because it may change. I'll put a link in the low bar to the IRS website. Right now, organizations in Texas, Florida, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands, and they have, I believe, just added Georgia to that list. In certain counties have been offered additional time to file their Form 990s. It's important you understand that there's a period of time, which I'm calling the relief period, and if you have a return that falls due within that relief period, then you get an automatic extension to January 31st, 2018. And that may have varying amounts of benefit to you depending on the year end of your organization. Okay, so there's two dates you have to know. First, you have to know the start date of the relief period, and that would be the date that the IRS claims that the hurricane hit your area. Okay, that's the start date. The end date is January 31st, 2018. So if you have a return that comes due during that period, whether it's the original due date of the return or whether it's the extended due date, you get until January 31st, 2018, okay, to file the return. Now, we're talking about Form 990, Form 990-PF, 990-EZ, 990-T, and 990-N. So let's look at some examples to get a grip on this. Okay, so these are just some examples I've cooked up here. And the important thing to look at is whether it's your original due date that falls within the relief period or whether it's your extended due date that falls within the relief period. Okay. Now, let's start with an organization that has an October 31st, 2016 year end. Okay, that would actually be a 2015 return, but it could be affected by this because the extended due date falls within the relief period. Now, it's also important to remember that for these 2015 returns, you had to file two extensions. You get two 3-month extensions in order to get to this 9/15/2017 extended due date. That changed with the 2016 returns, where returns for years that begin in 2016 or later, you just get one 6-month extension. So if you have an absolute drop dead due date of September 15, 2017, you get until January 31st, 2018 to file it because the IRS says you've been affected by Hurricane Irma. If you have a calendar year end, 2016, your extended due date is the one that falls, your November 15th extended due date falls in the relief period, and you get a couple extra months to January 31st, 2018. A March 31st, 2017 year end actually doesn't get any benefit because neither one of the due dates would fall within the relief period. That's kind of an odd donut hole that they've created there. June 30, 2017, it's the original due date that falls in the relief period. So you get until January 31st, 2018, even if you don't file an extension. You should be able to see the benefits of filing an extension anyway, because the extension will get you 6 months until 5/15/2018. Okay, several more months. So I recommend that even if the relief applies to you, when it comes time, go ahead and file for that 6-month extension if you're able to. Okay, I mean, you'd have to be affected really, really badly and not to be able to just file an extension. But do what you have to do. And on August 31st year end, again, it's the original due date that falls within the relief period. And I definitely would file the extension in that case because the relief due date doesn't really get you much extra time. Okay, it just gets you an extra 2 weeks past the original due date. So examine your situation carefully and do what you feel is best for your organization. It looks to me like filing an extension, if one is available to you, is still the best way to go if it's possible to do that. Okay, good luck.